playClemson shines in first road test 0-5-0 going to Louisville and challenging the defending Heisman Trophy winner Kelly Bryant, and the number 3 Clemson Tigers deliver a strong performance. 0-5-0-1-2-0 p.m. The first of 6 college football playoff rankings won't be revealed until October 31st, giving the 13 members of the selection committee ample time to watch teams develop before attempting to decipher some form of a playoff pecking order. After just 3 weeks, however, conference play has begun, non-conference statements have been made, and there are a few lessons we at least think we've learned. Here's a look at how September has shaped the CFP picture in each conference. Farik Kubi. Kelly Bryant has what it takes to lead Clemson back to the CFP. One of the biggest questions this offseason was how the defending national champions would replace quarterback Deshaun Watson, and Bryant has done that remarkably smoothly in his first 3 games as a starter. He has been so impressive that Watson tweeted, "He will be better than me on Saturday night," as Bryant led number 3 Clemson to a 4,721 road win against number 14 Louisville. Bryant threw for a career-high 316 yards and a touchdown and rushed for 26 yards with 2 touchdowns in his first road start. Kelly Bryant has ably adapted to his role as Clemson's starting quarterback. Chris Humphrey on Sports. Why Clemson's defense again looked like one of the best in the country as it flustered Heisman Trophy winner Lamar Jackson. It was the second straight top 15 team Clemson has defeated, giving the Tigers arguably the best playoff resume to date. Clemson has a strong case for number 1, as it has been one of the nation's most complete teams, and the win over Louisville puts it in the driver's seat in the ACC race. SEC, it's Alabama and everyone else again. 0-12 LSU imploded at Mississippi State. Number 15 Auburn looked sloppy against Mercer and as impressive as number 24 Florida's Hail Mary was to beat number 23 Tennessee 2,620. Neither team looked capable of matching up with number 1 Alabama again. Mississippi State's defense is probably better than expected, and with a 377 victory, the Bulldogs emerged from Week 3 as a contender in the SEC West, but LSU's ineptitude on offense was glaring. The Tigers were also undisciplined, with 9 penalties for 112 yards, including 2 touchdowns that were negated, while 2 defensive players were ejected for targeting. It was the largest margin of victory in what was the 111th meeting between the teams. Auburn, meanwhile, looked like it had a hangover following its loss to Clemson, with 4 fumbles and an interception against an FCS team that resurrected its program just 5 years ago. If the SEC is going to reassert itself as the best conference in the country, a title that belonged to the ACC last year, LSU and Auburn have to live up to the rankings, and both have already failed their first real tests. Pac-12 USC picked up where it left off in 2016, a CFP contender. If the season ended today, our experts would have a playoff with a distinct Oklahoma flavor, as the Sooners and Cowboys both earn odds. Meanwhile, Alabama is no longer a unanimous number 1 after Clemson's big win over Louisville. A Hail Mary, a blowout win by an underdog, and another Texas classic. Saturday took some unexpected turns, but here's where we landed after Week 3. The Trojans' 2,724 double overtime win against Texas was the highlight of Week 3 and an instant classic that captivated college football fans from coast to coast. More than that, though, it was a gritty non-conference win against a respectable Power 5 opponent that gives USC some breathing room heading into a tough schedule that still includes Notre Dame. Up next, though, are back-to-back road trips to California and number 21 Washington State. As good as USC was at the end of last season, it couldn't overcome its 13 start. It hasn't lost, though, since September 2016. And a 30 start with wins over the Longhorns and Stanford proved that the Trojans are to be taken seriously from the start this year. Big 12 Oklahoma and Oklahoma State are living up to the hype. Bring on Bedlam. The Big 12's best have elevated the entire league in the national picture thanks to 2 impressive non-conference wins and 2 quarterbacks who are Heisman hopefuls. Number 9 Oklahoma State outplayed Pittsburgh in every phase of its 5,921 victory Saturday and has a high-flying offense that will make for an intriguing matchup against number 20 TCU's defense in Week 4. The Cowboys went 30 against a non-conference schedule that didn't include any ranked opponents, but they left no doubt that they were the better team in each game, winning by more than 30 points each time. Number 2 Oklahoma has one of the best non-conference wins of the season at 10-0 to Ohio State, and ESPN's Football Power Index projects the Sooners to win each of the remaining games. With number 18 Kansas State's loss to Vanderbilt, it's even more important for the league's playoff hopes that the Cowboys and Sooners stay strong on their collision course to Bedlam and the Big 12 championship game. Big Ten same CFP story so far: Penn State or Ohio State. Last year the committee gave Ohio State the nod in spite of Penn State's head-to-head win and Big Ten title, but the Nittany Lions are doing everything they can this season to leave no doubt they are one of the top 4 teams. The problem is they haven't played any ranked opponents yet. While the Nittany Lions look like the most complete team in the Big Ten, the FPI still gives Ohio State the best chance to win the league with one or fewer losses. The Buckeyes' home loss to Oklahoma eliminated the margin for error, but not the playoff hopes. Number 7 Michigan's offense is arguably a bigger concern than Ohio State's loss. The Wolverines have struggled to find consistency and were inept in the red zone Saturday in a 2,913 win over Air Force. Michigan earned a respectable win over Florida in the season opener, and the Gators' win over Tennessee helps Michigan too, but road trips to 2 top 10 teams in Penn State and Wisconsin later this season will be much more difficult. NY6 The American is the frontrunner for a New Year's Six Bowl now. 22 USF has company, as Memphis also looks deserving of a New Year's Six Bowl bid. With the hiring of Charlie Strong and an exciting quarterback in Quinton Flowers, USF was a trendy preseason pick for a NY6 Bowl this year. At 30, including a win over Illinois, the Bulls are still a legitimate candidate, but they're not alone. Memphis made a major statement this week with its 4,845 win over number 25 UCLA. This debate could be settled in the AAC championship game if both teams win the respective divisions.